You know, I've been sitting here thinking about our family friend that passed away, COVID-19. Got her. She never got the immunization shots. She didn't believe in it. Uh, and the weird thing about it, she was close friends with my daughter and my middle grandson and my youngest grandson. But me and Donovan, we weren't that involved with her hardly, so she wasn't uh, 27 years old, man. Her life's just beginning. Oh, I don't understand. I'll never understand. I come down with COVID. I was in bad shape. And as far as me not being able to walk like I used to could, is because probably I had a small stroke while all that was going. That's probably what's affected my walking. But here Nisha, she dies. My daughter is really upset. I mean, they were work, but they give each other rides to work and stuff occasionally. And then there was another girl, a good close friend of theirs, named Shay. Uh, but I wasn't close to the girl. But I feel just awful. Uh, I'm trying to watch my youngest grandson to see if this is affecting him some kind of way, but I think he thinks about it. I don't know exactly. I don't know if he's going to go to her funeral. I know my daughter is. Um, it troubles me that an old coot like me, I was 79 at the time, I come out of it. I'm a COVID survivor. She's 27 years old. Her got her whole life ahead of her, practically. It just troubles me. I'm really sad about it. Uh, it she was on the same ward I was on and everything when I had it, same hospital. Um, my daughter was looking and reading all the emails and stuff and messages between her and Nisha. Actually, my daughter was supposed to pick her up. My daughter dropped her off, was bringing her from work. She said she didn't feel good. And then the next day she was supposed to pick her up, but Nisha said she really felt bad. She was staying home. And the day after that, she went to the hospital. That's been over 2 weeks ago. Oh, but she had a lot of emails back, or not emails, but messages on their phones between each other and everything, and Nisha was talking, said, this is really kicking my behind. Uh, and they was just talking about, and they was talking about Walmart. They thought Walmart was supposed to sanitize that store, but they both concurred they don't think it ever happened. They don't think they ever sanitized that store. I don't know if that's true or not. They really don't. Uh, I never heard one way or the other if Keisha regretted not getting the shots. I know Jennifer did. Got her shots, but I never heard her say there's a lizard crawling right there. I just seen a big old wasp fly over here and catch these little baby lizards. When they hatch, they're just tiny little things. And this dadgone wasp flew in here and grabbed that little bitty lizard and flew off with it. Unreal. And I like my lizards because they eat a lot of bugs. And I got baby frogs. They eat bugs and stuff too. Let me show you what I got over here. I got a frog nursery. I wonder if you can see them little suckers swimming around in there. Can you see them? Hundreds of them. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Somebody told me, why don't you pour them out? Well, why would I want to pour out them baby frogs? Them suckers, they'll start growing legs, and they'll eat bugs. So no, I ain't going. And the lizards will eat the small ones if they're small enough. Some of these lizards are pretty good size. Let me put this back over here. I got the shades. Where was I was going to get out here and walk in the yard and take a video of it, but I'll do that tomorrow. I don't feel like doing it. I ain't done much of nothing today. I come out here and I took some cuttings off of my Lisa gardenia. I got them in water, but I'll put them in the thing the way I start them and get them rooted. Man, I hope they get out here and fix my scooter. I should have took a video of Mr. Clyde across the street on his $5,000 lawnmower. Oh, he's going down the sides of the road all the way down, way past his property, cutting grass on the shoulder of the road, all the way up that way. Over here behind us, he was cutting that. But he don't want to cut mine no more for nothing. Of course, he never give me a price or anything either. But I ain't worried about it. It's tough paying for that every, $60 a month. That's what we have to pay. But if I'm not able to, I got some decent clothes, but I'm just not able to put them on, and so I won't be going to the funeral. I don't know what my daughter's plan. I know she's going to the funeral, and it's kind of up in the air whether Jaden will or not. Jaden, I heard him ask her, will the casket be open? And she said probably, but I won't go up there. I want to see her just like I seen her when she got out of my car the day before she called in sick. She got out of her car and she was giggling about something, but she felt bad, and she said that's the way I want to remember her. It doesn't bother me to look at somebody in the view, you know, on the casket is, but if it's somebody like my son, of course I cried. And I can't think of any other funeral that I ever went to that well, yes I did too. I didn't actually go to it. I viewed the video of it. They put it on the internet, and it was in North Carolina. I cried at that one. I cried at Lewis's. I cried at Frankie's. Frankie's the one died from COVID. Wouldn't get a shot. And guys, I don't want to lose none of you guys that believe those shots is not good or something. Just because I don't agree with that, don't unsub me. I know a couple of you have. It's just my opinion. It shouldn't affect our YouTube relationship, you know. Same thing about politics and religion. I don't want to have breakups because of politics and reunions, so I keep my politics to myself. And I pretty much keep my religious beliefs to myself, other than everybody I think knows I'm a Protestant. I was raised as a Seventh-day Adventist. There was about a 2-year period way back that I thought I was a Catholic, and that didn't last. But don't even know when the funeral's gonna be, guys. You know. Man, I'm wondering if I ought to, these are those Japanese plums that I started from seeds, and boy, they are doing good. I'm wondering, they're hardening off now, so I'm not going to put a dome back on them. And, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I got 6. And these jade plants, I want to do, what do they call it? What kind of bonsai tree or something? I want to make a bonsai plant out of, well, I'm going to have to get my cutters. I want to make a bonsai plant. But first you got to grow these things, and you keep them big leaves cut. Now I could root them, but I ain't gonna do it. But see how where is it? There it is. I don't know if you can see it or not. Right there. That trunk will keep getting bigger, and that's what I want to do. Now here's one that's bigger, and I need to cut some leaves off of that. Yes, I do. could root them, but I've got so many rooting right now that oop, I think I'll let that do it right now. I like these things, but I want to make a bonsai tree, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5, and I got a bunch of leaves over here rooting. And I'm thinking that's the only way to propagate them things. And I'm experimenting, since I found out that a tomato plant is a perennial. I'm experimenting with this. I'm keeping most of the leaves cut off to see if it's going to sprout anything. And I'll try to winter these over. These were took from cuttings. This one here was a cutting. And it's looking good and everything, you know, but I'm keeping it trimmed up pretty good. I want to see what it does. I'm just experimenting around. And pretty soon I will have some cherry tomato plants that's going to be out here. Right now I've got them, they're sprouted. Some I germinated in the and here is a golden, these were rootings or cuttings, and this is golden dewdrops. And I got one over here that's really doing good. And I like this. I love this. Look at that thing. It's coming up so good. It's got limbs on it. It made a Y. Boy, when they make a Y, that means something. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this limb harden off, and this one over here, and then I'm going to clip it out here to make it Y out again. Same thing here, got made a Y. Love it. And these all come off of them neighbors down the street that I haven't been able to catch. I want to catch them bad. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 8 of these in these pots. It's doing good. And some of them, let's see, this 1 or 2. This is 2 in here. But yeah, and I got one more mother-in-law tongue that I want to get planted. As soon as it gets, oh yeah, they're starting to grow now. See that? I want to get that planted. And this one here, when did I plant that? Yesterday? Or day before? It was this here. See that? They get pretty and tall. My mother-in-law's tongue never looked like that, though. I love my mother-in-law. And I missed her. You know, my daughter feels bad that that day, I think I was doing a video, a live stream, and my daughter come in there and said, "Ah," she just talked to Nisha on the phone. The nurse that was on that ward was a good family friend of Jennifer's too, and she got the phone and Nisha said she wanted to talk to Jennifer, and so she had a long conversation with Nisha. Nisha was freaking out. She was petrified then. She knew she was in deep doo-doo. And they talked, and then she come in there telling me about it while I was on my live, yeah, it was a live stream. I'm not sure which. But Jennifer feels bad that she didn't call her mother. Jennifer was the last one to talk to Nisha. The very last one. Because it was pretty soon after that they put her on the ventilator, and then it was pretty quick that they put her in a medically induced coma, and that was pretty much it. She never knew anything after that. But Jennifer feels bad that she didn't call her mother, and she feels bad that she was the one who had the last conversation with her. And she feels humbled too by it. I pretty much know how she feels. And all in conversations, right, she was showing them to me a while ago. Man, I couldn't deal with that. That takes me back to my wife's sister that she was very close with, not her younger sister, but the one that's a little bit older than Jennifer, and that was Chloe. And we were, I was close to Chloe. I was close to her husband. Matter of fact, I introduced her to my friend, and they got married. Uh, and when they got married, I think Chloe was probably in her late 20s, and my friend, he'd been in the Army. He retired from the Army after 20 years, and he was divorced. And we all thought, and he told us, he was 45. Well, actually, he was about 60. They went on. They got married, and they went on and had 2 children. And of course, he died. He died at about 70. And me and him was close. Um, but anyway, Chloe one day called Chloe had emphysema real bad. And she called the house one day. I answered the phone. She wanted to talk to my wife. She said, "Is Sue around?" And I said, "Yeah, I think she's asleep. I'll get her up." And she said, "No, don't wake her up. If she's asleep, I'll just call back later." And uh, she called back later, but me and Sue was out of the house, so the phone didn't get answered. And she left a message. About 11 o'clock that night, her lungs filled full of fluid. She couldn't breathe, and she died. So I felt bad that Sue didn't get to talk to her, and I did. And I'll tell you, man, uh, I've always said that life, to be alive and living right from the get-go, unless you're completely alone and don't want nobody and you have no feelings or relationships with anybody, but if you get married, get married, you got a mother and a father and brothers and sisters, and all these people, I hope y'all understand what I'm saying, all of these people compromise you as an individual, as a person alive and has feelings. You're compromised. You get married, you're compromised more. You have kids, even more. Meaning you can't make decisions and stuff just for you and what you want. You have to take in consideration what your decisions do to other people around you. Unfortunately, I didn't realize this, and a lot of you say, "Well, I don't feel compromised." Well, you may not, but I'm telling you, you are compromised. When you love somebody, you are compromised. Meaning you got to make decisions that don't hurt the ones you love. You're compromised. You can't. I don't know. That may sound weird to you guys. I don't know. Uh, and boy, one thing my sorry ass stepdad said that rang true. He said, when I was talking about getting married, he said, "You need to think about that, son." Now, my wife was sick when I married her. She had rheumatoid arthritis. He said, "There's two things you need to think about. She has rheumatoid arthritis, and don't get married just because you feel sorry for her." Well, that wasn't the case. And then he said, "If you get married, it's going to compromise your life." And I really didn't buy into that then. I bought into it after I was married about 20 years. Wow. Anyway, I think I'm just going to... I wonder if anybody's got a Pepsi or a drink or anything in the house. I'm in the mood for a Coke or a Dr. Pepper. Probably not. And my daughter's off tonight. I don't know if she's got to do a makeup day, so I don't know if she's planning on doing that or not. Anyway, guys, I'll include some pictures again of Nisha, and I don't know if my daughter's in them or not. Joey's in it, my oldest grandson. That's when they went to SeaWorld a couple, 3 months back. I know it's hard on my daughter having to go to work right there where her and Nisha spent the most time together, because they were same shift, same department, everything. So it's got to be tough. It's just like when my wife passed away. I was working at Walmart, and I tried my best to get them to transfer me from day maintenance. I was doing hazmat stuff, cleaning up stuff and everything. And I was trying to get them to transfer me to the dairy. The dairy, if you're in the dairy, it's back in the back in the cooler. that's where you spend 90% of your time. The other 10%, you're out there at the dairy counter stocking it with milk and eggs and stuff like that. Because every aisle I walked down, I was cleaning up something, and I was thinking, well, my wife was sitting here one day singing a song to one of my friends that I work with. But you know, she's been all over that store. We'd shopped there for years. So it just brought back memories. But they let me stay in the dairy for 2 weeks. Then they brought my tail back out there on the floor. They didn't care about the emotional stuff it did to me. They didn't care. And back then I was only weighing about 210 pounds. That's a lot of pounds ago. A lot of pounds. My wife kept telling me, you're losing so much weight, I'm going to have to watch these women around here. I think she meant watch me. I don't know. But I had slimmed way down, man. I even got hit on a couple of times by some ladies that worked there. This one gal, she was always calling me over there about something that was spilt there, looked nasty or something, wanted me to clean it up and stuff, you know, and there wasn't nothing really there. What was her name? Trissy Rose, and I won't even say her last name, because I guess her kids are about 10 now. No, gosh, no. They're they're way up in their teens. They may be approaching 18 or 19. I hadn't seen her in a long time. Long time. Anyway, guys, this is my video. This is my story. I'm sticking to it. I hope I haven't depressed anybody, but I'm not depressed now. I'm just so damn sad. I'm really sad for my daughter, because she was so close to that girl. So close. And there's another one there, Shay. Same thing. She's very close to Shay. And Shay is in one of those pictures. It's a picture of her, a picture of niece, but there's 2 or 3 pictures on there, but the picture of Shay is the one with the kind of gray colored eyes, which is different for a black person. Niece's eyes are brown, so that way you could tell them they're at big wash field again. Boy, he's buzzing around down there on them sometimes them tadpoles get up there and crawl on them leaves. They better keep their butt in the water. Alright, I'll catch you in the next video. I appreciate all y'all and all the well wishes and condolences and stuff, and I'm going to pass that on. I'll make sure Jennifer passes that on to niece's mama. She's been busy today. She's over at the funeral home trying to get the insurance. She had insurance through Walmart, so I don't know how much she had. I know Jennifer's around $100,000, so I don't know what Nisha had. But the way that when somebody passes away and you have insurance, what I did when my son died, I had a policy on him, and I turned the policy over to the funeral home, and they handled everything, and the insurance company sent the funeral home what they had coming, and then they sent me a check for what I had coming. I didn't have much. I had $5,000 on him. I had that on Jennifer too. I was thinking about raising his to 25,000, because it's pretty cheap, you know, when they're that age and stuff. It's pretty cheap, but I never did do it. I had 5,000. Anyway, I said I was going to shut up, so I'm going to shut up, and that's my video, and I'm sticking to it. And thank all of you.